Unexpected clash. Nigel Farage, Tommy Robinson, and Ricky Gervais spark heated exchange on live panel show. A live political panel show took an unexpected turn this week when three very different public figures, Nigel Farage, Tommy Robinson, and Ricky Gervais, found themselves in a lively, unscripted debate that captured the attention of viewers across the UK. What was expected to be a standard discussion on politics and free speech quickly evolved into one of the most talked about televised moments of the year, sparking widespread discussion about expression, populism, and media culture. The televised event, hosted by a major UK broadcaster, brought together a diverse group of guests for a special edition on public trust in politics and media. While the producers anticipated a spirited discussion, few could have predicted the intense yet surprisingly civil clash that followed. Nigel Farage, a former MEP and longtime political figure known for his Brexit advocacy, opened the conversation by critiquing what he described as a growing divide between political elites and everyday citizens. "People feel ignored by Westminster," Farage said, "and we have a right to question those in power without being branded extremists." Tommy Robinson, a vocal political activist, quickly pushed back, not against the message, but against what he viewed as Farage's safe positioning. "You talk about standing up for people," Robinson interjected, "but when it comes down to real issues like censorship or the fear people have about speaking their minds, you pull punches." Farage responded calmly, emphasizing that political responsibility involves both listening and leading with moderation. "It's easy to shout from the outside," he replied, "but real politics is about delivering change through the system, not blowing it up from the outside." Just when the conversation seemed to reach a standstill, comedian Ricky Gervais, best known for his sharp wit and fierce defense of free expression, entered the conversation with a signature blend of humor and insight. "I'm not a politician," Gervais began, "but it seems like everyone's talking for the people instead of to them. Maybe if politicians spent more time being honest and less time performing, we'd all get along better." The audience responded with laughter and applause, lightening the mood while also reinforcing Gervais' point. Unlike his co-panelists, Gervais brought an outsider's perspective to the discussion, one rooted in cultural commentary rather than political ideology. "We're all just trying to live our lives," he continued. "Let people joke, speak, and disagree. That's how society grows." At this point, the conversation shifted to the broader topic of cancel culture and public accountability. Robinson raised concerns that people across the UK feel unable to express dissenting opinions without fear of retribution. Gervais, who has long critiqued outrage culture, agreed to a point. "Freedom of speech is important," he said, "but freedom of consequence exists too. You can say what you want, and people can respond. That's how it works." Farage added, "The danger is when one side of the conversation is silenced entirely. That's not a democracy." While moments of tension flared, the overall exchange was far from combative. Instead, it highlighted the deep divisions and occasional points of agreement that exist between public figures who occupy very different corners of British public life. Political commentator Denise Harper, watching the debate unfold, tweeted, "This panel is bizarre, but fascinating. It shows how fragmented political discourse has become, yet also that dialogue is still possible, even between unlikely participants." By the end of the segment, the crowd was fully engaged, reacting with a mix of applause, laughter, and audible surprise as the trio debated everything from national identity and immigration to the role of satire in modern politics. Despite the ideological gulf between them, there was a surprising moment of unity when all three panelists agreed on the need for more open conversation in public life. Gervais, in particular, delivered the night's most memorable closing line, "We don't have to agree, we just have to keep talking." That sentiment resonated with viewers across social media, many of whom praised the show for airing a panel that didn't shy away from difficult conversations. Some applauded the contrast between the three guests, while others pointed out how unusual it was to see such a variety of views presented respectfully on live TV. In a time when political discussions are increasingly polarized, this exchange stood out not for who won or lost, but for how it unfolded. Viewers were reminded that civil disagreement, even among the most unlikely participants, is not only possible, it's necessary for a functioning society. Whether you side with Farage's measured approach, Robinson's more combative critique of the status quo, or Gervais' insistence on satire and freedom, the night offered something for everyone and proved that when we step out of our ideological bubbles, meaningful conversation can still happen. What do you think? Should more political panels include voices from across the spectrum, even if they clash? Do you believe free speech is under threat, or are we simply learning to navigate disagreement more publicly? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on future political debates, interviews, and live reactions. Stay informed. Stay thoughtful. Stay part of the conversation.